Hey everyone, this is Andrew, and in this video I'm going to answer the questions that you asked me about 2 weeks ago. Just to let you know, it is thunderstorming outside right now, so if you hear thunder in the background, that's why. First question by James Baker. Chad Kroger vocals. Chad Kroger vocals. Still an enigma for me. That nickel rasp should be examined and shared. How you remind me would be a nice example with how and when and why, detail, smiley face. So I'm going to use that song, How You Remind Me, and I'm just going to do my approach of it, I guess. If I was to sing it, I kind of know the melody. I might have the lyrics pulled up. Never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. Tired of living like a blind man. I'm sick of sight without a sense of feeling. And this is how you remind me. This is how you remind me of what I really am. This is how you remind me of what I really am. It's not like you to say sorry. I was waiting on a different story. This time I'm mistaken for handing you a heart worth breaking. I've been wrong, I've been down into the bottom of every bottle. These 5 words in my head stream. Are we having fun yet? Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. Best lyric line ever. I think I messed up the lyrics and the flow a little bit, but either way, that's my take of the song. And it's a good song. It's one of my favorite Nickelback songs. I'm not huge into Nickelback, but I do like a couple of their hit songs, like that one. So I'll just kind of try to explain what my strategy is, I guess. Let me boost this a little bit. So my strategy for singing this, the verses, it's kind of almost like a breathy, regular singing. So, I never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. So that has no rasp on it, but it still has the same kind of vibe. I never made it as a... Oh, big thunder. So if I sing it just like straight up normal. Never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. But what I try to do is I kind of try to, I guess, add a little extra breath support and almost imagine like it's kind of pushing up into my head, I guess. I never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. Tired of living like a blind man. Man. And one way to get that sound is if you just kind of go like, ha, 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 ha. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you start for a normal note, ha. It's almost like you're adding extra breath support, and imagine it kind of pushes up into your head. Now from there, you're trying to just add vocal rasp, but in a very subtle way. So, never made it as a wise man. And the way that I think I get to that point is if you start with man. That slight twang in there technically is vocal rasp. Way. And if you can do vocal rasp, so if you can go a, and you can do the full rasp and you can do the singing, but you can't do that gray area, then the best exercise for that is just to try sort of sing back and forth. So a, and that's kind of the only way I can explain it. When it gets into the chorus, it just gets more aggressive. It gets more full vocal rasp. It's not like you to say sorry. I was waiting on a different story. This time I'm mistaken for hitting you a heart worth breaking. I've been wrong. I've been down. And I'm not singing it on key or anything, and I'm probably getting all the intervals messed up, but I don't have the song to sing, and I haven't actually practiced it. So, yeah. try to do the transition exercise. Whoa! Try to imagine if the sound is pushing in your head. Alternatively, if you can't get to that point, try imagining that the sound is more breathy. So instead of, never made it as a wise man, start with, never made it as a wise man. I wouldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. Tired of living like a blind man. So very gentle and breathy. And then try to bring that louder without making it breathy. There's a reason why you can't just figure out screaming stuff the first time you try it, because the way you have to learn is through these examples. So yeah, and so I think you have the rasp figured out because you specifically asked about Chad Kroeger vocals. So if you can't do the vocal rasp, then try the techniques I mentioned in my vocal rasp video, which, for example, there's the ank buzzer sound. So if you go like and then that's vocal rasp, and then it's really all just about controlling it and figuring out how to do it comfortably. And then the other technique would be like if you do like a grunt, so like a huh, that closure you're getting, hopefully if you're doing it like I am, is your false chord closure, which is what you use to make the vocal rasp sounds. So and you can kind of turn it into never made it as a what. So from there just evolves. Jeez. I'm going to be very upset if I lose power. So anyways, that's Nickelback Rasp.